During this period which we are in, the Aseres Ymai Teshuvah, leading up to Yom Kippur, we are focused on trying to find any merits that we have to tip the scale in our favor, so that by Ne'ilah, by the end of Yom Kippur, Hashem will seal us in the Sefer HaChaim, in the Book of Life, for this coming year. And so throughout the week, we're trying to gather any mitzvos that we possibly can. And we focus on our relationship with Hashem and hope that He has rachamim, hope that He has mercy, like a father has mercy on his child. And we refer to Hashem as Avinu Malkeinu, Hashem being our Father and our King. In fact, the Avinu Malkeinu we recite twice daily during the Aseres Ymai Teshuvah, and we recite it multiple times on Yom Kippur, with all kinds of requests asking Hashem for rachamim. And one of those requests seems a little bit strange. We say, Avinu Malkeinu, Kosvenu b'Sefer Zechuyos, Hashem, please write us in the Sefer Zechuyos, in the book of merits. And so the famous question that's asked, we're asking Hashem to write us in the book of merits. It's not like Hashem could just create merits for us. Either we have the merits or we don't have the merits. Why are we asking Hashem to write us in the Sefer HaZechuyos, the book of merits? What we need to do is just keep on doing more mitzvos, just keep on doing more good deeds, ma'asim tovim, and that will get us in the book of Zechuyos. So what are we really requesting here? So Rav Aaron Leib Steinman, Zecher Tzadik Livracha, explains as follows. He says that during the year, we have certain Zechuyos, we have certain merits that are different than other merits. Meaning, we have certain mitzvos that we did throughout the year that have a different level, or at a different level than other mitzvos that we do. There are mitzvos which were pure in nature, where our intention was simply to do a mitzvah between us and Hashem for the sake of the mitzvah. But then there are other mitzvos that we did in which we had an ulterior motive. Maybe there was something else involved, and it wasn't just about the mitzvah. We happened to have performed a mitzvah, but the ulterior motive wasn't really pure. And he gives an example. Perhaps when it came to giving tzedakah one time, I decided to give tzedakah not because it was a mitzvah to give tzedakah, but I gave tzedakah because I saw other people were giving and I didn't want to be embarrassed, so I gave tzedakah also. Now, in the end, I might have gotten a mitzvah for giving tzedakah, but my intent wasn't pure. It wasn't to give tzedakah, it was just because other people, so therefore I copied them. And maybe there was a time that I did a mitzvah because I wanted people to look upon me in a certain way. And I didn't do the mitzvah for pure reasons because it was the right thing to do. I did it because how was everyone going to look at me? And if I did it, people would honor me. And so because of that, I did the mitzvah. So says Rav Steinman, those mitzvos, the mitzvos which had ulterior motives that were not 100% pure, those mitzvos they're looked at and they can be evaluated in a different fashion. They could be evaluated in a way that maybe is not really a merit because it wasn't absolutely pure in nature. And therefore we request from Hashem, no. Take a look at those mitzvos and please have rachamim, please have mercy, please take into consideration that, I might have not been completely pure in my intentions, but it was still a mitzvah. And that's the request that we make of Hashem so that we can tip the scale in our favor. And perhaps there's also a lesson for us when saying this, and that is that if we look back on this past year and we notice that there were mitzvahs that we did that weren't necessarily pure or altruistic in nature, maybe it's a lesson for us to work on this coming year. That we can keep in mind that when we do mitzvahs, we do them for the sake of a mitzvah, and we make sure that we keep ourselves aware that Hashem wants us to do mitzvahs because they are mitzvahs, and try to separate our own concerns or our own motivations from making the mitzvah just a little bit less pure. May we be zoche, may we all merit to be written in the book of merits and to be sealed in the Sefer HaChaim this coming Yom Kippur. Thank you for listening. Have a good Shabbos and a good Yom Tov.